Hello and welcome to another Nikomedia tutorial. So today tutorial is all about the new Octane Rig which I did. So the new version, the update of the Nikomedias Octane Rig. Now it's the version 2 and I'm really proud of it. So it makes really fun to work with it, and yeah, and I want to show you the most important things about it. Or everything is more than less self-explanatory, so it's not really complicated. I think it's easy to use, but you have to come to get used to it. But if you work a few days with it, you know where everything is, and you will really like it. So this is of course in the content browser again. So this is the new version. You can drag it in, you can double click it, you can, or you do it with the script. I do it always with the script. It works best and works fastest. And of course, you can delete it with this script as well. How to install the Octane Rig and the scripts? This is written in the file you can download. So when you buy the rig, you get a raw file, and in this you have a README text, or for the German people a Lies mich text, and in this I explain how to install it. So it's quite simple. This is a lib4d file, so this comes in your library browser folder. It's closer explained in the README file, and the script comes in your script browser. So it's not complicated. So let's start. What I did just for trying it is I made this guy here. And this is done with the Scene Rig, and it works quite. You get such a result really quick. So yeah, this guy I did just one nut here with the volume builder, and then just made instances of it, and that's it. And I saved this guy here in my content browser on the object. So I have here my nut snowman. Bring it in, and here we have him. Okay. Yeah, when we do here the scene, sorry, the Patreon of course can download it on the yeah, you know it meanwhile, I think. So here is our guy. Let's do it with the mesh, why not? So now we want to bring this guy in the scene. So first, I will render in the viewport so we see more. And so I go to the options here. This is the Octane dialog. I go to the options, say viewport rendering, please. And in the settings, I go to my presets, the path tracing, very low samples, 500, and you see nothing special, with adaptive sampling on, of course. So it's not nothing special here, and hit render. And of course it looks now like this, not really interesting. And now I simply bring in the Octane Rig. So I click on my script here, insert rig, Octane, bring, and whoosh, we have something. Okay, now yeah, now let's change everything here. So we can of course use the Octane Rig now and bring this up. So I've locked it here. So, and I lock it again here. So I have here my whole rig. You see we have here the Hdri, which with what we light here, and for the reflections, everything, the rotation and everything works, of course. So okay, and yeah, this I say this is everything self-explanatory. Here the power is for this image itself, and the intensity is when you make let's hide it for a moment. When you make a new sky for this, let's say object Hdri environment, you can bring in here. So with this, here is everything a little too high. So less space. Go to here. Now I have here the image texture, and in the image texture you see you have in the image texture power. This is this one, and you have when we go out of the image texture here, and you have here a power. This is the intensity slider. So okay, bye bye, and bring this back. It looks everything a little chaotic because of this so few space here. So good. The next thing is background and floor. Of course, when I now bring in the background, I don't want to see the HDRI here. I bring in the background. So I have a white background. Here's the color for the background. And now I have this infinite floor look, which I want. This normally I have this by default on. I don't know why it's not on now. But just make it on and save it or something else. Good. This is this. What is next? The shadow catcher. The shadow catcher is here, the floor. And this shadow catcher, we have a floor extra, you see, but the shadow catcher, when we turn it off, we have no floor here. Sometimes we want it, sometimes not. And a shadow catcher. And if you want, a shadow catcher has one downside. With the shadow catcher, it catches the shadow, yes, but when you have some specular objects, a glass or something else, it catches no caustics. So for the caustics you need a normal floor with normal material on it. So, but for this it works. And yeah, let's hide our snowman for the moment. I want to show you something. We speak about glass, I want to show you something. Go to my sphere here, bring it on this. Make here a specular material. Here. Give the sphere some more. We are too high here. Some more. Let's say 100 subdivisions. So okay. Good. We have now here our sphere. And now let's say if we make now with dark background, like this, you see we have a dark background, but now it looks strange with the white sphere. And for this you can make the background visible in the refractions here. So if you do this, now it looks much better here. And but if you make the visible in the reflections, you get this, because then it just reflects a black background and nothing more, so we don't see here anything. Sometimes you need this for different things, but here we don't need it. It's just so if you have a dark background, you can work with this visible in reflections. But with a bright, we don't need this, so now I turn it off and I see the background. This what we see here is just the background from the HDRI here. So, okay. This is this. Let's delete this sphere here. Don't need it anymore. Bring back our snowman. Oops. So come on here. And now what is next? Yeah, picture on. You can use a flat picture as a background picture or a spherical picture. I'll show you this with a different HDRI. Let's bring in the HDRI which I used for this snowman scene here. So this was HDRI outdoors, and yeah, this one I used. So this is the HDRI. Bring it in, and now don't want to see a background because I want to see the HDRI. So you see that works. That looks nice. Better spot than I had in mine. I have this spot here, but I like this more. The spot is nice here. Good, let's work with this view here. And yeah, and now sometimes most of the time the HDRI has not the same resolution like the JPEG. You see, almost everywhere I have a HDRI and the correct JPEG. Here you see the HDRI has 3K resolution. The JPEG has 8K resolution. So this is of course sharper and everything is better. So what we can do here is we take the same pictures, but not the HDRI, JPEG, and drag it in the background picture folder slot here. And now I say I wanna use this picture here, picture on. So if you have something like this means you have to go in the settings here, and under C4D shader you see we have a render size of 128. This is nothing. So let's go here to 2000 or 4000 to 2K, 4K. If we go to 2K here, you will see, and we render it again. And you see, now we see it better, but we have just checked edges. So let's go to 4K, render it again. Of course it needs longer when you have a higher resolution. See, now it looks much better. And this is an 8K JPEG. So when I make now then my final render, for here it works with 2K too. So this, but when I go to my final render, then I go up with this size here. For now I take just 2000. This is enough for the testing here. And in the final render we go up then. You see, this is here we have to check the edges, but for here it's okay, it works faster. Good, and now we see the difference of this is the JPEG and this is the HDRI. And JPEG has better colors and everything, but it's not always the same. So, but you can test it. But here I prefer the JPEG. Okay, and if you use a flat picture in this, you can use a flat picture. That's no problem. But then you have to say a flat picture on, and I have to say here alpha channel. This is because, so you don't forget that you have to use with a flat picture, you have to go to your kernels and activate here the alpha channel. Then you can use a flat picture, because the flat picture is on the background object from Cinema 4D, and this you can see only with the alpha channel selected. So this is the reason why I write here alpha channel. Don't forget. Yes, I have to click it here. Good. So far, so good. Now we have everything nice here, but we don't see any sun here at the moment. I think here we have a little shadow. I rotate this here. The background picture rotates with the HDRI here, so we can rotate it here. So let's see. Let's go to here. Here we see a little shadow. It looks, every spot looks nice here. This is a nice HDRI. This looks good. And here we have a shadow. So if I want to see more of the shadow, I can work with the sun. So I go to the sun, activate the sun, and you see, we have sun immediately. And now I rotate, you see here the shadow goes in this direction. I just go to the H, the heading, and rotate the sun to the heading here. So something like this. But this looks a little boring. Let's make it like this. But we don't have the right thing here. That would look better, but we see his shadow here. But let's go to another spot. Let's deactivate. Yeah, and of course we have everywhere this reset. So the last thing is reset. Not everywhere where I thought it's necessary. So in the cam we have reset camera. In the background we have, don't think that I have here something. Yeah, reset the shadow catcher. Where I thought it's necessary, I put it in. If you want it on another tab, please write me and I will add it in the next update. So, but I reset the sun now. Normally it's enough when you click once on this, but sometimes it does not react on one click, so just double click here in this square and then it works for sure. So let's find another spot. So HDRI. Now it rotates a little slow because I have this very big background pictures in here. That's the reason it is a little slow, but you see it reacts very nice here. The shadow is everywhere the same. This is from the Hdri, so we can use it like we wanted. When we see it a little better. Okay, but I like this other spot here where it was away, but was it this way? Maybe. Or in some deep snow. Was it exactly at 0? I think we had a nice spot there. No. Somewhere we had a nice. This looks quite nice here. But I want more snow because I want to show you how you can do this so that it looks like it sticks in snow. Because the original one you see, it looks like it sticks here in snow, but here is nothing modeled. It is just it is something there, but not really, not a complicated thing. Where is the spot I used here? I will find it. Sorry. Here we have a lot of snow. This is not bad. Let's put it in here. I can play with the snow later. Okay, this is a good spot. Yeah, and of course we could work now with the camera here too, but for this I do not really need it. But when I activate the camera and see, okay, we have the camera now here. I come in with the C-Def. This is the, bring it to here. Then rotate the camera a little bit, so it looks not bad. The camera works, everything works now. We have now a motion blur and a depth of field and everything. So just test it through, but it's the same the settings like in the normal Octane camera, but everything on one place. So if you work with the camera imager here, let's say you want it in the noiser, for everything what is in the camera imager tab here, you have to activate the camera imager, otherwise it wouldn't work. So if I now say enable the noiser, I can click it on, but it does not work. I have to enable the camera imager here. So yeah, here is nothing more to say. Everything I said here, you have to activate this, and post-processing enables. Yeah, you know it, I think. And you see everywhere we have here the reset thing, reset post, reset the noise, so we have everything a nice reset. Motion blur, everything is here. And yeah, if you set the camera here to from thin lens to panoramic, the other ones, what is the other one is OSL and I think in stereo. I did not put it in here because I do not really need it. So if you need it, you can make your own camera, or I show you another thing. So if you want to use a panoramic, you have to go here to panoramic, of course. If you want to use other things, we have a script here in the Nikomedias scripts, and there are copy camera script inside too. So if I go to script here, to the user scripts, Nikomedia, and now when I say copy camera, so it makes a new camera, and this is exactly, every settings what we have here is exactly in this camera. So if you deactivate this camera and activate this camera, you have exactly the same spot here. And now you can, if you really need here a baking, not stereo, okay. If you need baking or OSL, you can now do it here with the copied camera. So back here. Okay, this is this, and I would say this is everything about the camera. The camera is, there is nothing complicated. Of course, reset the camera, so everything is reset on this values what I use normally. And so, but we don't need the camera here. Maybe later for the motion blur. Yeah, let's play with the camera. We have it, why not? Let's play with it. So, again, bring it to here. And now I want the camera a little, so I want the snowman in this direction, so something like this a little bit, maybe. Okay, yeah, that looks nice. This I like. Okay, good. And we have here a little shadow, but I want more shadow here. But maybe a little more. Go to my Hdri and in the rotation here. Let's see. So yeah, this is like more snow here. But maybe I'll find another spot. This is, you know it. For me to decide something is not easy. I want this and I want this, and 1 second later I want this, and then I want this, and then I want this. So let's see. I will find a nice spot where I say, so this is exactly what I want. I found a spot in my original picture too, so then I use this picture here. So yeah, this is it. Now here I have a lot of snow. This is what I like. Okay, good. And now I want some shadow in the backside, so I use the camera, the sun, and bring the sun a little to the backside. So with the heading, something like this. See, yeah, okay. We don't see shadows here anywhere, so we can use our own shadow like we think it should be. And I want it from more from above, so okay. If the shadow is too sharp for you, you can go with the sun size up. So if you go with sun size, let's say to 5, you see you get a much smoother shadow, which looks nice here. Okay, I let it like this. But the sun is maybe a little too much for me, so I go with the power down a little bit. Okay. Nice. So we have our scene more than less, and let's see. Fog I explained in the last tutorial for the preview for the Scene Rig. Please watch this if you don't know how to work with the fog. This is the tutorial with the sci-fi trainer I did. So this is more or less everything. So we have here everything. Let's say, yeah. If you have here in the Hdri file here, just to do light and to reflect the scene. If you have a black and white picture in here, so go with the type to float here. You will see we lose. No, here you don't see it because I can show how it works. So let's go to normal and disable here the background picture. So now we have the Hdri, and when I go here to float, we get a black and white picture. You see, and the black and white picture needs less VRAM. So if you don't need colors, go to float. So and this is the same for every texture you use. If you have a texture, let's say I go here now to this texture, node editor. Yeah, this is the texture I use here. And if you have, let's say you have somewhere a picture in it for the bump or for the displacement, you have an image. Set the image to every time. So we have the image texture. Come on, image texture. In the image texture, set it always to float when you have a black and white picture. So you need less VRAM, and VRAM is, we need VRAM. So, okay. We have this now, and now I want to show you. So first, bring this back to normal. I want color, and I want this here. And now I want to show you how to, the camera is here. Yeah, and if you have activated the camera here, so you cannot move in the viewport. So this is blocked. So this is just for secure. So if you have activated the camera here, you cannot move here. So I deactivate the camera now. And what I want some. So now I can do whatever I want here. And when I go back to activate the camera, so I'm back on my thing. But here, I want some snow. So what I do here is, I make for a simple landscape object. So the cam copy we don't need a set. So I make a simple landscape object here. Landscape. Here you are. Let's hide the sun for the moment. So the landscape, and let's deactivate the render. So this is okay. And let's go up with the landscape here. So something like this. And when I now give the landscape, let's show you. So yeah, now this is enough for the moment. A new material, a shadow catcher material. So I go to materials and I need just a diffuse material, nothing more. And in this diffuse material, I only go to common and select shadow catcher. And I drag this shadow catcher on my landscape here. Okay. Now let's see what we get when we render this. You see, it looks like we would be totally in snow. We see here some edges from the shadow. This is very easy to hide. So T for scale, the landscape, T for scale, and scale it up until we don't see it anymore. So now you see we have a nice thing. It totally looks like we would stick in snow here. It's a very, very easy trick, but before I do this and try to get the same texture like I have here, it is almost impossible. And if you want to make it even nicer, we can make this. So stop it here, go out of the camera for the moment. So I make here the landscape very high, quite high segments, 500 by 500, should be fine here. And I make now a collision deformer, so that makes a really collision here, so that it looks even more realistic. So I go to the landscape, shift click on the collision, so the collision deformer will be a child of the landscape. And in the collision, let's see what we have to do. Colliders, intersect. Intersect I don't want, I say outside. Intersect would work too, I think. We will see it, we will test it. And what should collide? This one should collide. So I go in my snowman. I see, okay, this is the bottom here. So collision and drag in the bottom. And now you see, whoops, exactly, we have here now our collision. And this looks even more realistic. And now we can test inside or intersect, oh, that looks interesting. That looks interesting. Let's see how this looks. Go to the camera and render it. That looks nice. Look at this. It looks great. But I don't like it here, so really. So. But it's okay. But you know, let's go to play a little bit with the collider here. Stretch to 1. It's not really better. Relax. So the size maybe looks fine. That does nothing. Stretch to 10 maybe. Relax to 1. Yeah, that looks here nice. What is the stiffness? Okay. Now this is a little too sharp for me, but we could over paint this in Photoshop so we don't have this. Let's see. But it's already looks nice, I think, but maybe outside. I think I stay with outside volume will be better. It is closer to here. Or is it better with outside? Exactly in between would be nice. I think so, it's better, yeah. And inside will be crazy. Of course, we see through it because it goes too high here, and so we see through the things. So this is not really what we want. But outside volume was, yeah, outside volume is it. Okay, I like it like this. And then now we can make another nut here and lay it here in the. So let's disable the collider for the moment. Collision. Now it's just we don't see a lot of difference, yeah. A little, but not a lot. We will see the difference when we go to outside. Yeah, now here we see definitely a difference. Yeah. Okay, now let's do it then. And at the moment, let's stay with this. So I copy my bottom thing here, drag it out, and move it somewhere else, to here, somewhere. Rotate it a little bit, 90 degrees. So E for the move tool, move it in the front. Make it maybe a little smaller, this whole guy, T plus K. And intersect here with the maybe so that we see and now we put this, let's see, this is bottom 2 and bring bottom 2 to the colliders too, so we have this bottom inside and bring the bottom 2 to the collider too, and now activate it and let's see what we get. Needs a little to calculate, of course, because we have a lot of yeah, this looks not bad, by far not bad, but now I want to try the outside volume. Come on, do something. It should do something, but as I said, we have a lot of segments, but it should do here something. Let's deactivate it and activate it again. Show us something. No, it doesn't not work like I want. So outside. Yeah, so let's work with outside. No problem for me. It looks both nice. Or is it too close to the thing? So rotate this a little bit here. So to here. A little up here. I think it looks a little nicer. It looks not so clear everything. So not bad in my opinion. It's nicer with the outside, but I think we can do something with the back to the normal. Yeah, now we're talking. That looks a little better. Relax to 4. Yeah, now we don't have these checked edges here. This now I like. This looks not bad. Maybe bring the nut a little down. So wait a little. So let's see if it's not too far. Show us something. Yeah, that looks nice. Now we see the snow inside. This is what I like. Okay. Now we have a very nice scene with the Scene Rig, and the only thing what needs long here is the test the correct positions and everything. But you see, it's done in minutes, and but just the small things then to find the right spot, to find the right settings here and everything. Then this needs everywhere. Doesn't matter where I use it. So this is too much. Go with the stiffness to 0. Show me then what you can do. I think it did not change at the moment, huh? Doesn't matter. Structure. What is the structure? If you right click on this double arrow thing, you get the default values. But this just works here, it does not work in the user data, unfortunately. Flex back. How can we do this a little faster? I can deactivate this one. So with this one does not need it really. So, but now I can work with this one and see it a little faster what it does. Yeah, now I have much more stiffness. I wanted 0. Okay. Structure does nothing here. Flex does nothing here. Let's go crazy here now. I want it closer to I want it closer to here. And I don't want these checked edges. Yeah, I can get rid of it quite easy when I go to the landscape and give it more subdivisions. So let's see, or I make a subdivision surface here. I bring this just to 1 here. I don't need more, I think. And then I drag the landscape to the subdivision here. Yeah, now we have a nice smooth thing here. This is exactly what I want. Now I go to my collider and activate the second one. So yes, this is what I like. Okay, we have it. And now of course it's very easy to change everything here. So you can change the HDRI very easy. You could. What I did not like in the original Octane Sky is you have to change the HDRI in the other tab as the rotation and everything, so I have to go back, forward. This was not nice for me, so go a little up with the intensity maybe here. Yep, looks more friendly. Activate the sun. You have this nice shadow. Oh, we have a very nice shadow here. That looks great. Yeah, now let's make the background a little sharper. So background before we have activated everything. So now I go to my settings. The settings are here. And go here up to 4000. Render it again so that I get nice background. So you see we have a nice sharp background. And this sharp background we make now blurry. It's very clever to make a sharp background so that we can make it blurry then. Let's give it a little depth of field. Camera. I don't want autofocus. And yeah, focus object. Yeah, this is here one thing. Oh, we can do this quite easy. Let's go to, don't need it. You can drag in a focus object here, of course. When you say a null object or something else, you put a null object, let's say here, and drag the null object in the focus object. But of course, when I go to my viewport, not viewport rendering, and go to my live viewer here, I closed it, come on. It has a little to do because we have a lot of subdivisions and everything, so okay, and now I go to my, so if autofocus is off, I go to here to my focus and click on here, going, and now I go up with the top here. And you see we get a blurred background here, a little too much, so I don't want it too blurry. So in the front it's blurry too, this is nice, so we have just this here. Okay, disable this, okay, and now I go to my render settings. Here should everything be 720, 720 is okay for a test render. Go again to my settings here, kernel, go let's say to 2000. I don't need a denoiser for this because it will not be very noisy, or it will not be noisy. And I render it in the picture viewer with Shift R. So let's go here to 100%. And let's render it. Let's see what we get. And then a little Photoshop so that we, but it looks nice, maybe a little overexposed here, but this we could make in Photoshop, there it's much easier. But we have a wonderful winter scene. Oh yeah, I really like it. I really like it. Yeah, as I said, the Patreon will get this, the download link. And yeah, with the snowman, of course. The snowman is a very easy thing. I made this nut, as I said, this nut is made of with the volumes with two cylinders. So here a cylinder with 6 sides, one cylinder subdivided, and one helix spline, and that's for the thread here. Nothing more. That's it. Okay, we are done. So let's go through. If I see something I did not explain, so we have here. Yeah, when I save this here with save file with assets, so I can put it here. Nope, not here. Desktop temporary. So snowman. Okay. And now I can work with it. So And if I go here to reset HDRI, it resets everything. So go reset, you see, we get the original HDRI inside it, and then the axes are the things. But yeah, one thing is more which I want to show you. But for this we don't need the snowman. I don't need the bottom, of course. We don't need nothing here except the Octane Rig. Bring everything. So the camera, bring the camera back. So reset camera. But I don't need the camera for this now. So I want to show you the sun. One thing with the sun, which is interesting. So let's bring a sphere inside here. Make it so. Bring it on the floor. Drop to floor. This plugin here is, you will find the link in the description. It's a free plugin. And now make it so. And now let's find an circle background here. We don't, yeah, if I don't need it anymore. So I don't need a background. I don't need a background here. Let's go to viewport rendering. And we should get something. Okay. See 100. Okay. And now if I have a, let's say I have an HDRI with a sun in it. So like here we have a sun, but let's try. Here we have a sun. And here we have a sun. Let's try it somewhere with the road here. I think, yeah, let's try this with the road here. And I bring this in my HDRI inside here. So this HDRI, bring it in. Godoing. We have it here. Now rotate it. See where the sun is. Okay, here we have the sun. Come on. I wanna have it. Okay. Now I activate the sun here. Oh, the sun is activated, okay. Reset the sun here. And now with the H I rotate it. I see here the shadow. And the shadow should come to here now. We have a dummy here too. But in this case we won't see the thing. Because we render everything here. For this I should disable the render. As you see here the dummy, this is the where the sun stays. So I know now that the sun is from the HDRI somewhere here. So I go with the sun to here. Go up with the sun. So here should be the sun. Now I render. And yeah, exactly here we have the sun and here's the shadows. And now when I rotate the HDRI, the sun rotates with this HDRI, so you don't have to care anymore about the sun here, about the rotation and everything. It rotates automatically with this. So if I rotate it now, you see the sun goes to this side, the sun goes to this side, and the shadow goes to this side. So this works perfect here. And we have again a nice composition here with this checked edge. This is a bad HDRI here, but Shift F8. Which one we took? This one we took here. This is. I don't see the resolution, but I think this is only 2K or something else. But here we have 8K version of it. So this is this. Again, I go to the background and floor. Activate the picture, background picture. We will see now nothing. Red, because we don't have a picture inside. So we have here, this is the 8K for this. Drag it in. And now we have a very sharp, everything is very sharp and very clear and very, very nice. This looks a little not so nice because we have no material on it. So let's drag this material on it. And okay. Good. So if you see, if you once have the sun on the right, on the correct position here, you don't have to care anymore about the sun. Just rotate your HDRI here, and everything rotates with it. So if I rotate this now, everything will rotate with it. Here it needs now longer to rotate because it rotates the 8K picture in the background here. So if you want to find a nice spot, you can deactivate the background picture for the moment, then rotate it to the spot you like. Say okay, here we want to see the car here or something else, or the other direction. So let's say I want it, for any reason I want it here, and now go to the background again, check, activate it, and you have the wonderful picture here. Yeah, this is it, more or less. HDRI, we have spoken everything, background and floor, we have everything. Yeah, here the shadow catcher, the glossiness of the shadow catcher we don't have. Okay, we do this too. We have to bring to everything here. So reset the HDRI. So you see, sometimes I have to click twice on it. Don't need a picture here. Check. Delete it here. Background on. Okay. And sun off. I don't need the sun here, so reset the sun and turn it off here. We don't need this. We just want to show you the glossiness for the shadow catcher. It's not so easy to get shadow catcher. Normally I don't catch glossiness, but I found a way, and it's not perfect, but it's perfect for this anyway. So this is, if you need a really nice thing, or if you need caustics, for instance, so you have to go to have to deactivate the shadow catcher, close it, and take the normal floor. So if you, let's say, deactivate the shadow catcher here, so we have no floor. Now if I activate the floor, I have a normal floor. Here the size up, down, and you can make any material for the floor we want, and just drag the material inside here, and the floor will get the same material. The material you do here, you can do with the material whatever you want then. But this is not what I want here now. So I clear this, and take the floor and make the shadow catcher. And now I want glossiness in the shadow catcher. Let's see. So turn on glossy. Okay, if it's so bright, we won't see much glossy. We can go with the glossy strength up. Okay, we see it starts to be glossy. This is nice. But if you make this now play a dark background, you will have a problem. So I put it here. You see, oops, glossiness is white. But this we have now a glossiness area. This is, I go here to 20%. So okay, this is nice. And a glossy color. So we have this white here and a glossy color. When I go down here, see, okay, that gets better and gets better and gets better. This is too much glossy for me. Works. More roughness. Okay, why we have this rings now? This is because of this material. Let's make another material here, a simple glossy material, and drag this on the sphere here. Okay, makes no difference. And this is, I don't think we get this. Let's see. If I go to the render here. Yeah, this is just the viewport render. It's not here, see. So, make this darker. And here I can see I want the area. Smaller, go to 15 here, maybe less, and you see you can slowly go closer and closer to the look you want. As I said, it's not easy to make a shadow catcher glossy. but in most cases it's okay. You see now. Here we have this is a nice render for me. We have a nice glossy. If you want more glossiness, so down with the darkness and like this looks nice. And so you can play with this, but if you need glossy, it would be better to use a normal floor or something like a L Studio. Maybe I make an L Studio for this because in the Nikomedias Scene Rig, in the normal Scene Rig, I have an L Studio. I will put this in it with another update then next time. This would look then, so I don't need this then, and don't need a shadow catcher. And when I go here to Nikomedias Scene Rig Ultimate here, see we have a L Studio here. If I drag this in, I have this studio, and this studio has an own user data here, so I can scale it in the X here, make this a little scale it in the X, scale it in the Y. Of course I can go higher here, so scale it in the C, here can go make the you see here is everything more subdivisions, the title is rounder, and so here's a lot to do, and you get something like this. And this, you know, then you can make a glossy thing here. We have to go with the studio to the back side here. So maybe I bring this inside, but now I have sent everyone who bought until now the Scene Rig. I sent the emails already out, so you have the thing. And with the next update, there will come some small updates soon, but this will be some small things. I have to look at it. Maybe I find some bugs, or if you write me, you want more reset buttons. So tell me where you want the reset button. And these small things I can do then, and then I will add an L Studio for it too. So, but an L Studio you can make of your own. This is made in seconds. Okay, that's it. This is the glossy thing. Do we have more here? No, the camera floor is now done. Shadow catcher is done. Glossy is set. So reset all the thing. The glossy area shouldn't be. This is one of the bugs. Default should be 20. If you want to change anything in this rig, do a backup before, but you can write me if you lost your download link or something else. You can write me every time. But if you want to change something here, so you can go here to the layer and just click on this M here. So, and now you have everything here. You have the espresso. Sorry. And this is the whole espresso for this. So there is something, and the reset for the shadow catcher should be somewhere here. Yeah, it's a shadow catcher. The shadow area is at 20 here, so I wonder why it goes to 100% here, and it shouldn't be. This is the glossy area, not the oh yeah, the glossy area is at 20 here. That's strange. Sorry, but okay, this is one of the bugs I told you. But simply give your own 20 inside here, or can you go to the user data, manage user data here, and here you have the whole user data thing here of the rig, and search for the shadow catcher here in the area here. You see here the default value is at 20, but it goes here to every time to 100. Okay, that's a little strange, but I will find out why. This is no problem. Good. So here you can change everything you want. if you want, but I wouldn't do it. If you want to have changes, just write me and I will see what I can do. So, layer and hide everything again. So, good. What's next? Okay, I think we are through. All fog I explained in a video before, so please watch this if you wanna know how the fog works. It's an own tutorial. Sun. Is there something interesting with the sun? This is it. It's everything is self-explanatory here. Our turbidity. Sun size is bigger. The size of the sun is softer the shadow will be. Sun color is sky color. This is mixed sky texture. This is normally it's by default it's not on. This is when you want to use an Hdri, which we have here, and a sun together. If you don't check this, you have just the sun without an Hdri. So you don't see any reflections from the Hdri or anything. So if you want to use Hdri and sun together, you have to check mixed texture. Important samples, if you check this and never check it. I think it's a less noisy render than if you have really noisy render or something else. Check it. I'm not sure about that. I think. And yeah, that's it here. Here's everything set. Yeah, and if you want, the important thing here is if you want the panoramic. Here down the panoramic, you have to go to panoramic. If you this visible in the tutorial. I showed this in the other tutorial with the fog for what I did this. And this is set. Perspective correction is if you have some perspective here and you have, let's say you have here walls, they are not parallel to the side. The perspective correction makes everything parallel then. And so then and very important thing is camera imager. If you want to use anything in this thing here, you have to activate the camera imager. So if you use the denoiser, or if you use here something, or if you use in the camera LUT we have the hot pixel removal or something. If you need this, you have to activate the camera imager. Okay, post processing is clear, I think, and motion blur same. The shutter speed, this is my thing defaulted with 0.025, so this is my thing to, you can put whatever you want in it. Works everything, it's everything connected and everything works. Okay, that's it. We can say we are through, and we have a wonderful picture. I love it. Nice guy. And if you have questions, of course, please write me in the comments or on my Facebook site or my Facebook group or an email or whatever you want. I will help wherever I can. If you have complaints, if you have requests, if you have I don't know what, please write me. Let me know what you want. And if you want to donate, you can do this, you know it, over PayPal, and the link is in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, you will find the link in the description too. The Patreons, all Patreons above €5 get every project files from the tutorials and even the work, the private things I do in between. I often give, when I'm allowed to, I give the project files free, not for free, for the patrons. And of course, if your patron have a question or a request for a tutorial, they have an advantage too. Okay, and yeah, this is so great. I mean, look at the renders. Let's here 1500 by 1553 seconds, here 19 seconds. This Octane is great. Okay, I have some cards in here, but anyway, with one card you're fine. But If you, yeah, there is something going on here. Okay, yes, and if you have the background picture not sharp enough, or it's even when you work with materials, and even with if you use Cinema 4D noise, this noise can be checked, and so everything go here up with the render size. Normally 2K should be enough, but sometimes I go until 8K, and this helps, of course. Yeah, this is everything set here. Now we are through. You have the link already to download it. Try it. Tell me please your opinion about the thing. What I could do better, or what you miss, or something else. Or please write me when you find bugs, something that doesn't work, where I cannot find everything. When you work a lot of days and then you just work on it, you know, you get kind of blind, you know it, you see nothing anymore. And so please write me if you find some bugs and everything. And yeah, if you wanna just say, hey man, congratulations to this great update, you can do this, of course. Write it in the comments. Okay, so that's enough for now. We have over 1 hour explanation about the new rig, and we made a really nice scene. I think I really like it. And you see how easy it is to make to bring the floor, the snow inside, so that it looks really together and not just stay on it, so that it looks not good. So that you know it. And if you want, let's say the shadow is longer or something else, and you want to see shadow on the trees behind, just make a very very rough shape of a tree and put it on this thing. So and give it a shadow catcher. Nothing more, and that's it. And so you can really make a nice scene just with shadow catchers. Okay, so now it's enough. Oh, it's not so bad. Almost midnight. Good. And I promised in my last tutorial, or in the tutorial with the fork, I think, that latest on Sunday midnight everything will be online, and you have meanwhile your download links. I don't know how long it's now to upload this video, so it should be online maybe around midnight, maybe a little later. Okay, good. So that's it. So I wish you all a good night, and hope you watch my next tutorial. I don't know when it comes, but you know, I make it as soon as possible, and I even don't know what I will do. So sometimes some people wait really long for a tutorial they requested, but it's one thing if you request a tutorial and what nobody requests is just for one people. Of course it needs longer. As a tutorial where 100 people write me, please make a tutorial about this, and that's the reason I cannot do it like I get the requests, so I cannot do it in the same order, but I do my best. So finish now. Okay, I wish you a good night. Best regards here from Vienna, and tschüss und baba.